Nigerian cultural, like if you're saying, oh, my husband is cheating, the mom will be like, why are you looking? Just don't stress.
Because he's taking care of the house,
he's taking care of you, which is understandable. But women, on the other hand, a woman might be like, shit, if I get caught, like they got to make sure they don't get caught. A man, if they get caught, they know the women in their lives, moms, aunties, are gonna say, but he's working hard now. He's stressed out there.
So every relationship has their different thing going. But the one thing that is common, the one thing that is never going to change is the fact that every relationship is always going to have their ups and downs, and then love and trust should keep you. The truth is, the way love is there, it becomes a choice afterwards. If you've chosen to be committed to this person, you got to stay that way.
Now, by the grace of God, now. Now, by the grace of God, that's the only secret I can say.
We fight, we start our conversation like he always starts. I'm very upset with you. I will never ever leave.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thank you for stopping by. If you're not a subscriber, I love you guys so much. So for those that see my face for the first time, my name is riddled and I'm the owner of this channel. So what do I bring you guys? So basically on this channel we have thought-provoking content, travel vlogs, fake talk and the likes. So if you're interested in any of this, kindly hit on the subscribe button and subscribe to this amazing channel. So without further ado, let's dive right into the video. So guys, today's video is about a very important topic. I don't know if you guys are seeing it online. There's the media uproar regarding Tuface and Annie. So marriage is often seen as sacred in African culture, a symbol of family, tradition and respectability. But what happens when the weight of societal expectations become heavier than the love holding it together? Today, using the story of Annie and Tuface Idibia, we're going to be discussing on the most complicated norms in African marriages, the endurance of women in the face of betrayal, infidelity and public scrutiny. I mean, we have seen this happen a lot of times. We've seen it in Davido and Trauma situation, but today we're not going to focus on that. We're just going to focus on Annie Idibia, Annie Macaulay, apologies, and Tuface Idibia. For over a decade, Annie and Tuface had been couples, had been married. They've been couples that we all have watched from our various locations, from our houses. We have seen them basically from the time that they started their relationship. But the marriage itself has been far from a perfect picture. Recent rumors of a looming divorce has sparked widespread conversations. But instead of just gossiping, let's explore the deeper societal issues at play, okay?
And then he has 5 kids with other women. How did that happen? My first child is his 5th. And I met him before everybody. So you know what that is. That's why. How many humiliation, embarrassment?
Why are women in Africa expected to forgive and endure in marriage? Women are often told to stay for their children, and also they are often told to preserve family honor. But what is the cost? At what cost is this happening? What is the cost of that to a woman's health, to a woman's mental health, happiness and identity? Right? Is this expectation empowering, or is it a cultural chain that keeps women from walking away when they should? We all know that Tuface's infidelity has been in the public for years. It has been literally public knowledge for years and years. But many have dismissed it with excuses like, he's a man, he's an African man, what do you expect? And I'm like, really? Like, this actually reflects a deeper ingrained double standards when men are actually allowed to make mistakes, but women are judged harshly.
Cheating in South Africa is not a crime. And I think this is something very difficult for people to understand when they're getting a divorce, because they want some kind of repercussion for somebody cheating on them, which I understand on a like a person level, but on a legal level, there is no repercussion for somebody cheating on you. You don't get more of the estate in a divorce because your partner cheated on you. You only get what is supposed to be the matrimonial property system, what that allows. And that's it. So cheating in South Africa is not a crime. If you do, obviously it's immoral, you shouldn't cheat, but if you do, you're not going to be arrested for it. You're also not going to be punished at court, which is very difficult for people to understand. And I get that, like as a person it must be hard to, you know, accept that this person has now done this awful thing, and they're not going to bear any consequences for it.
Polygamy, as we all know, has long been part of African's culture. But what happens when it's misinterpreted in the modern relationships? Instead of structure, consensual agreement, we now see unfaithfulness being excused as tradition. Now, let me just present us with the facts. Basically, in 2021, a study showed that nearly 50% of African men see infidelity as a normal part of marriage. Really? Wow. While only 10% of women agree, this disparity tells us everything we need to know about the imbalance in expectations. Now, are we using culture as an excuse to justify a bad behavior? Are we using culture to actually justify as bad behavior? Because why is it that we are not holding these men accountable for the same standards we impose on women? We expect the woman to be faithful, we expect the woman to be forgiving, we expect the woman not to leave. But why is it that we are not putting these same standards on men? Why is it that a man will cheat on a woman and it's okay? Why is that a lot of these things are happening time and time again, and people say, let her stay in your marriage, you have more to lose than the man. Do you understand? You understand that when marriages fail, it's easy to point fingers at one person. You know, this person was wrong, this person did me dirty, this person wronged me, and the likes. But the truth about the matter is, relationships are often far complex, and we can see it, like, even in our daily lives, like in our own relationships, it's not like black and white. There's obviously gray lines, right? But again, could Annie Idibia have played a role in this? Was she complicit, or was she a complice in tolerating or enabling some of Tuface's behaviors?
Everything. I am going to scatter everything. Nobody knows the rest of an angry woman. I will ruin everything. Hello, Idibia family. This is
has publicly admitted to struggling with insecurity and jealousy in their marriage. On the Netflix show The Young, Famous and Africans, she often appeared emotionally reactive. Like we saw it even in the show 2 weeks ago. She often appeared emotionally reactive, which some fans misinterpreted as a sign of deeper issues. Could these dynamics have contributed to the tension in their relationship? We must consider the role of unresolved emotional baggages, poor communication, or even enabling unhealthy relationships and patterns in long-term relationships. However, does this excuse infidelity? Absolutely not. There were times that Annie Idibia would come out and like she would just be talking about like when situations that she was not happy in her relationship, she was not happy. I feel like when I watched her sometimes, like when I watch her, especially on the show, I felt like she just needed some sort of love. Like she just needed some sort of like this man has everything. I'm supposed to be happy, but I'm not happy. It's like something is missing. Every time I look at her, I feel like something is a miss. Do you get? My own thing is, I feel like with this time that she's been through a lot, like I'm not even saying she's been through a lot, that's why everybody goes through a lot naturally, but I feel like it was bad timing in my opinion. But I don't know what you guys think. I feel like it was just bad timing, because why would he come out and say this? In marriage, I feel like timing is everything. Even when it's coming to an end, if the rumors are true, was it bad timing for Tuface to announce this publicly? Annie has always been vocal about her struggles with infidelity and the public scrutiny. Was this a final blow to her dignity? Because at this point, it's like this guy has put her, like, reduced her to nothing, absolutely, like nothing. And also the news of the fact that she's been admitted to rehab or therapy or whatever, I don't know, but Shisha has been put in a place and her friends are taking care of her. I really knew, like, when I used to watch her, I really knew, like, if these guys should just divorce this woman. Although, like, in my opinion, the divorcing was, like, we saw it coming. But, like, I used to say that if this guy should divorce this woman was going to run mad. Like, because it's like her whole world is, surrounded with Tuface. Surrounded, literally. She just shaped her world around Tuface.
The whole Annie Idibia situation has taught me two things, right? First things first, everybody online is lying. Everybody, including me. Everyone is lying. The second thing, decenter yourself from men. The moment as a woman you decenter yourself from men is the moment you become great. Because let me tell you, in a friend group, we always have that girl, that boy crazy girl that we make fun of. Everybody has it. And we all know how those type of people move mad. For example, 1 week they're dating a lawyer, suddenly they're wearing suits. The week after they're dating roadman, and now they're wearing trackies and being all about the street life. The week after that, they're dating a real estate agent, and suddenly it's about telling everybody invest in houses. Like those people that any type of man will make you change your personality because they are so boy crazy, they are so boy starved that if a rubbish man comes, they immediately turn to rubbish to please him. We all have those people. And let me tell you, in history of life, any great woman's downfall, 99.9% of the time, is because of the man they're involved with, or the man they're trying to impress, or the man they're trying to get. It's always because of man. The moment you remove and cut off that line, everybody wants man. We get it. We love man. We get it. The moment you cut off that line is the moment you become great. I'm telling you. So these are the 2 things he's taught me. Number 1, lie, but make sure you lie well. Number 2, decenter yourself from men, because it's really pathetic. And you're not going to realize how pathetic you look until you decenter yourself from them. Remove yourself from them. Man is there. They're so common. It's so ordinary that whether man or whether not man, don't let that affect who you are. Because men are so common.
I mean, in this side of the world, I mean, people can just see they want to separate and it's just pam pam pam. I don't know if it's that fast, but I know that they handle it differently, right? But why is the narrative often controlled by men, leaving women to pick up the emotional pieces in Africa? Why? Why does this keep happening? Let's talk about the situation of grooming, right? Tuface grooming Annie. Now, the power dynamics of their age gap and early relationships, you know, the fact that Tuface met Annie while she was really young. She was really young when he met her. Now, let's talk about something that has been whispered for many years, right? Tuface groomed Annie. When they first met, Annie was just a teenager, and Tuface was already a rising star in the music industry with fame, wealth, and influence. Was there an imbalance of power from the start? Now, power dynamics in relationships with large age gaps often leaves younger partners vulnerable. Annie has repeatedly expressed how deeply she loves Tuface. Countless of times, she's even calling him her first and only true love.
It says Annie was 15 years old when a 24-year-old innocent Idibia, Tuface, allegedly started a relationship with her. Over 15 years of being with a manipulator and groomer ruins you. Groomers design their victims' brains not to see a world without them. It's easy to blame her, but I will always feel sorry for her. And I personally agree with that. Like, this makes so much sense. I did not know this until a few minutes ago when I read it.
Annie has expressed repeatedly how deeply she loves Tuface, even calling him her first and only true love. But was this love cultivated in a way that gave Tuface an unfair advantage over her? Now, in many African societies, it's common for older men to marry much younger women, but we rarely stop to ask questions whether these relationships are truly as a symbol of or a sign of love, or are truly consensual in terms of emotional and power dynamics, right? Does love justify an older man, like a way older man? Does it marry a young girl, or does it justify everything? Or should we dig deeper into what grooming might look like in these our times, right? I feel like this Tuface and Annie story isn't just theirs. It's a reflection of the burden placed on African women in marriages. Like, women nowadays are expected to endure, forgive, and stay for the family's sake. But why? Now, in many African cultures, a woman's worth is tied to her ability to keep a home. Annie stayed many years. She stayed many years with Tuface despite public infidelity. It was not like this man got the children. Like, it was not like this man impregnated people outside wedlock. He impregnated people even whilst they were married. Do you understand? And despite this public infidelity, the society views divorce as a failure, especially for women. Now, how many how, like, I need to ask a question. How much endurance is too much? Because clearly people have had conversation. I mean, it's not anybody's place to tell you what to do in your marriage, but we saw the signs, we saw it coming, because it was like she really needs help, some sort of help. But then again, at what point does staying become a disservice to yourself? I feel like, personally, I feel like where you're not, I'm not married, so I won't really talk about the subject of marriage in that context. But I feel like in my day-to-day life, where you're not served well, I don't see any reason why you should be there. Like I said, now in the African situation, obviously they will say, oh, children are now introduced to the mix. Why do you think that you will be able to live like that? Because children are there. And people always forget the context. They always forget that these children that you are so worried about, they would eventually grow up and they would eventually leave. So if you're not happy, what's the point? If you're not happy, if you're not happy, I'm not saying that marriage doesn't come with its up and down. I'm just saying that at the end of the day, there has to be where you draw the line, right? Because a lot of times in African household, women often take the shit. They often take a lot of shit. And people now term that as, that is what marriage is about. You compromise. For how long will you keep on compromising on nonsense? A man is cheating on you countless of times, publicly embarrassing you. Compromise, endure. A man is literally, like, in fact, the embarrassment is even a national embarrassment, and they say, don't worry, it's her home, she can make her home. Does that even make sense? Like, the society, we need to stop glorifying forgiveness. We need to, because that comes at the cost of a woman's peace. We need to stop justifying forgiveness or glorifying it, because it comes at the cost of a woman's peace. Because I don't understand. I don't get it. This woman has been going. I'm not saying that I don't want to say that she doesn't have a role to play in this situation, but I think that there's so many things to unpack. Tuface actually came and said, "Oh, I'm going to make a press release so that you people will say if I'm innocent or guilty." I personally think that the mere fact that he came out to say this thing, given the circumstances, given the situation, is wrong.
I feel like there's something sinister about the way that Tuface has waited till this very moment to announce that he's divorcing Annie. It feels like he wants to embarrass her. He knows that right now, off the back of the Young, Famous and African show, she's getting a lot of backlash. And also in our culture, in Nigerian culture, typically speaking, when such things happen, the majority blame the woman because it's still a very patriarchal society. And I don't know, it just feels really sinister to me. And if anything, it cemented my thoughts around women laying their life on the line for a man. In a lot of African culture, let me be specific, in Nigerian culture, a woman's worth is still very much tied to her proximity to a man. If she is married, she is deemed as more esteemed. She is deemed as someone who has achieved something in life. And so when a woman is divorced or no longer with said husband, she's the one that gets the blame. She's the one that gets looked down upon. But also, and more to my point, because a woman's success, a woman's value is so heavily tied to a man, women are often taught to just grin and bear his misbehavior. They're told that all men cheat, so what, it's in their nature, boys will be boys, but you're not allowed to step out. You must stand by his side. He can have children outside and you just have to take it.
But I mean, you guys, share in the comment section, what do you think about this situation? About how we can create healthier and more balanced relationships that work for everyone and not just one partner. At the end of the day, love isn't just about staying, it's about growing together. Maybe it's time that we redefine what love and commitment means in African marriages. If you enjoyed this video, kindly give it a thumbs up and leave in the comment section what you think about this Annie and Tuface situation. Let us know, and also comment on where you're watching from. Please guys, kindly help me reach 1K views on this video. I really appreciate the likes, the share, the comment especially. I really love to, see you guys commenting on my videos. It makes my day, literally. So guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Can't wait to see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to stay safe and make good choices. Bye.